From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, and it is time for the premier sports betting show. The primetime angle was live, and boy, oh boy, last night, Chris Paul was able to take care of his business, get 41 points last night to finish off the Clippers and take the Suns to their third championship final series. You know, they haven't been there in about 28 years. Last time they were there, Charles Barkley was upended by Michael Jordan and the Bulls on their way to their third championship in a row back in 1993. So pretty much this is the Suns' time because they're going against – this time around, they'll be the favorite going into the championship this morning. Vegas has already confirmed they'll be minus 190 to win the championship because, you know, on the other side, there's some injury woes going on with the Hawks and with the Bucks right now with their top players. So it looks like the Suns are in prime position to win a championship. But at the end of the day, though, you got to go win the championship, though. And I think that those players that are hurt right now, they'll be ready to go in that series as well, too, once we figure out who the winner of the Eastern Conference Finals are going to be. So we got Chris Paul. He gets a big night last night. He scores 41 points. 31 of those points came in the second half last night, and he got the bittersweet moment because it was against his former team, the Los Angeles Clippers, probably the team that he spent the most time with in his 16-year career as well, too. So, you know, there was a lot of emotions going on in that game. His family was there that last night as well, too. They go ahead and hoist up the Western Conference trophy. It took Chris Paul 16 years to get to this point. And, you know, pretty much that's just standing the course and going with the course, and pretty much he gets himself to the championship. But, you know, you can't get here without the help of, you know, Devin Booker, who is seen as the face of the franchise for the team as well. And then you got DeAndre Ayton, who's seen as the other face of the franchise as well. So pretty much this big three conundrum has came up and made themselves, you know, pretty much great at this moment because they've gotten to the finals. So pretty much we'll see how it shakes out, see how it goes. But the Suns are on their way to the finals right now, beating the Clippers 4-2. And boy, oh boy, let the coronation begin. But once again, you got to play the games first. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. And we move on to the NFL. Now let's go ahead and talk about Daniel Jones. Can he be better this year after a mediocre season in his second year in the NFL? So when I look at this situation, I say to myself that, hey, Daniel Jones is going to be all right once he gets Saquon Barkley back. But if you're going to get back Saquon Barkley in, you know, 100% form, or you're going to get back just a guy who's, you know, pretty talented, but might not have the same gears and screws as he had before. So with that, I think that the Giants, you know, they need somewhat they need a push. You know, they need Daniel Jones to be much better. They need him to not worry so much about, you know, running out the pocket and everything like that. But my thing is with Daniel Jones is it's been since day one. Why would you draft a quarterback out of Duke and so pretty much and expect him to be like an NFL Pro Bowler? But at the end of the day, he got some tools that the Giants like a lot, and you know they know that they can move on from this situation as well too. So at the end of the day, you know, we have everything in place here for the Giants to be a good team defensive wise, but offensive wise, there's still questions, and it's at the quarterback position. So the Giants, if they have themselves a good backup going into next season, they should be in a good position to, challenge for the East, because regardless of anything, we're all going to sit up in here and say, well, it's the Cowboys division to win. But we sat up in here and we told ourselves that dream last year as well too, and the Cowboys were not the team once Dak Prescott went ahead and broke his ankle. So at the end of the day, you look at this situation, you tell yourself the Giants still have a chance in the East because they have the defense. And also the Giants may be on the HBO Hard Knocks as well too. And if that happens, that will be a lot of fun to see exactly what's going on in Giants camp and see if there will be somewhat of a quarterback competition if Daniel Jones continues to struggle the way that he did last year. So, all in all, everything's on an up and up look right now for the Giants, but they still have some questions here on the offensive end. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out, and we move forward. And let's go ahead and talk about Tank Davis. Tank Davis had himself a weekend last weekend in Atlanta. He was able to give himself a big win, knocking out the 140 WBA champion Mario Barrios. Now he has options here. He got Josh Taylor, who's seen as the de facto number one guy in the 140 division, who has all the belts, who actually has all the belts. So you have him there, and then you also have a good fighter in Isaac the Pitbull Cruz, who's number one in the IBF right now, and I think that could be a good fight for him at the lightweight division at 135. And then you got Ryan Garcia coming back around after his whole mental lapse, I need to take a break situation. And that looks like that fight might be the biggest money involved for Tank Davis on a pay-per-view scale, but it might be the easiest fight when I call out these opponents that I would think that would be very feasible for him. But, it's always about the money in boxing. And when you're the top act in boxing, you're not going to settle to just fight somebody for some, for some pride and some rankings and things of that nature. So wherever the money's at, that's where you're going to go. So most likely it looks like we'll probably be getting a Ryan Garcia Tank Davis fight within maybe the next 6-7 months or so. I'm not saying that is official or anything like that, but I know that they will go back to the table and try to make this fight happen because, all parties are, pretty much want to make it happen. But the thing is, though, everything got to make sense. So with that, I think Tank Davis is, pretty much it's his world right now. So he can go ahead and choose whoever he wants to fight because at the end of the day, they're going to all make a lot of money because once you got the pay-per-view situation all taken care of, you're good to go because actually what, Tank does is he does knock people out. And that's how you stay on pay-per-view as well, too. A lot of people got to understand that part. You got to bring the excitement. So if you're knocking people out, you got to keep getting that money. So at the end of the day, we'll see how it goes for Tank Davis. But I think that, he's in good shape. He's in good hands right now as well, too. Mayweather and them are protecting him. They're not going to throw him out to the wolves, to Devin Haney and to Teofimo Lopez and all these guys that actually, are right there at the top of the game with him. You got to let that stuff marinate. You got to let it wait. These guys are old. Are young, and Tank is probably the oldest one in the group. So, Tank has earned the right to pick and choose who he can fight. So, I can't wait to see what comes to this. But all in all, we all know it's going to be a major fight on Showtime pay-per-view. So be ready for that. And so with that, we can go ahead and get to our first commercial break. But before that, you guys check out hackclub.com, and you guys will get yourself situating with a 10% discount if you guys go ahead and pay $50 or better. Once again, that's hackclub.com. So you guys use that discount that's in the show description for 10% for any order that is $50 or better. Okay, so go get the drip over at hackclub.com. So with that, we will be right back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Caps.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll Have Another, and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune in to Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube. All right, we are back, and it is time for Blue Crew Daily. The Dodgers start a 4-game series against the Red Hot Nats in DC, so that means it's going to be a holiday weekend in DC for the Dodgers as well too. Dodgers did get themselves a good win the other day to sweep out the Giants in a quick 2-game series over at the Ravine. Nothing too crazy. It was both games were pretty intense pitching wise. You know, they had some pretty good pitching going on in both of those games. So today the Dodgers try to get that good, bounce back on the runs and everything like that. They got Patrick Corbin pitching for the Nats tonight. Dodgers are very familiar with him from his days in Arizona. And then you got Tony Gonsolin, who's just getting back. He hasn't pitched. He's still 0-0 on the year, but they're not putting him out there for too long. His last outing, he only pitched for 4 innings. So today he gets to be the starter, and then, they're going to go ahead, throw out a lot of relievers and everything like that today for the Dodgers. So we'll see how it goes. The Dodgers are in prime position to take back over first place, but they have to keep winning. The Dodgers did, take care of their business against the Giants, but that means absolutely nothing because the Giants still – the Giants are still rolling, and they get to go to Arizona this weekend. So, the Dodgers got to stay afloat. They got to try to win this series, try to jump out and get 3 out of 4 out here. But it's all good. We're now entering July, and I would say that this is the time of year that you got to watch out for the Dodgers because they're about to start winning a whole lot of games, a whole lot consistently. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. We'll see if the Dodgers don't take 2 steps back like they have when they've been getting close to the number 1 spot in the NL West. But regardless of anything, the Dodgers still have a substantial lead in the wild card as well, too. So there's no worries there when it comes to the playoffs. But the Dodgers would like to still have that home field advantage when we get to fall. So let's see how it goes, see how it shakes out. And Dodgers, Nats tonight, 4 o'clock our time and 7 o'clock Eastern. So, there it is, and we move on, and let's talk about some baseball games today. We got the Marlins coming in plus 110. You got the Phillies, who are minus 130 today. The Marlins did get a nice win yesterday, 11-6. So, when you look at the stats and things of that nature, this is going to be a good game. You got Pablo Lopez on the mound, 2.87 ERA, 4-4 on the year, 94 strikeouts over 22 walks. And you got Zach Eflin, 87 strikeouts over 11 walks. So, this is going to be a good little pitching game, good little pitchers matchup and everything like that. Both these teams are kind of middling when it comes to hitting this year as well, too. So I expect a pretty good divisional game from these two teams. You got the Marlins, who've won their last 3 out of 5 games, and they did win last night, as I said before. And then you have the Phillies, who dropped their last 3 out of 5. So this should be a very, very fun game to watch tonight. So we'll see how it goes. And we move forward to our next spot, another divisional game between the Brewers and the Pirates. The Pirates have been absolutely dreadful this season, but they've been a good dog team when nobody's been paying attention. But tonight, I don't think so. You got Will Crow, 40 strikeouts over 22 walks, 1-4 in a year, 6.50 ERA. He's not going to get the run support that he needs to really for you to be confident in this. And then they're going against one of the better pitchers for the Brewers tonight, even though his record doesn't show it. His ERA does, though, and his strikeout over walk ratio does as well too, with 115-14. So all he needs tonight is some run support from a team that's been absolutely blistering off on the offensive end. Yesterday, they went down 7-0 in the first inning at home against the Cubs and wound up winning the game 15-7. And then the night before, they beat the Cubs, I think, like 15-5. So, this team is they're hitting the ball pretty well right now. And I think that this will be a big help for this team tonight going into this game against the worst team when it comes to hitting home runs this year. The Pirates only have 59 jacks on the season. So this is tailor-made for the Brewers to kind of run away with the game. And that's what the odds are saying as well, too. But when you get the odds this high, you got to kind of tread lightly. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But Brewers-Pirates, that should be a good one tonight. And then we have the Padres at the Reds. They're wrapping up a 4-game series over in Cincinnati tonight. And I think that the Padres, pretty much getting ready for that travel day tomorrow. They got Ryan Weathers on the mound tonight, 2.47 ERA, 34 strikeouts over 13 walks. And then you got the ace of the Reds, Luis Castillo, on the mound tonight. So that gives you a good option with the Reds, but still the Reds are so middling and so kind of just it's hard to kind of deal with them. They've dropped 2 in a row in the series. They've also dropped their last 3 out of 5, while the Padres have won their last 4 out of 5. So when you look at the numbers of the game tonight, everything favors the Padres, but we'll see how it goes. We got to play the game first. So there it is, 105 to the Padres, 115 to the Reds. So there's pretty much an even split when it comes to the money on here on the way that they're setting this game up. So you got an over-under a 9, and I think that's a pretty hittable number as well, too, if you're looking at the over tonight as well. So we move on to another divisional game. It's going to be the Mets and the Braves, and the Mets got absolutely embarrassed yesterday. They lost the game 20-2 yesterday. That was absolutely dreadful, and pretty much they just do want to snap back from that, because that was pretty bad. That's a football score right there. But guess what? It's Jacob deGrom day, and Jacob deGrom does always deliver one of the best ERAs that you will see in the modern era. He's 0.69 on the year, 7-2, and those 2 losses is literally because he couldn't get any run support, and that's pretty much what he needs today to get another good win. But they have an over-under of 6.5 today. But the Mets are actually a very, very good number if you are looking for, say, what they like to say, locks. But I don't call this a lock in any way, because at the end of the day, they're going against a division rival. And I know deGrom is really good, but he's probably only going to get you 7 innings. They're not going to let him stay in the game, even if he's shutting them out. So pretty much, if the Braves can kind of outlast them, they got a good chance of winning this game today. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. I got the Braves on the spread to keep the game close. So we'll see how it goes. But the Mets would want to redeem themselves, and it's Bobby Bonilla Day as well, too. So, they had to give up that $1.2 million once again. So, they might want to celebrate that with the win today, but we'll see how it goes. So we move on to our next game, and that's going to be the Cards at the Rockies. The Rockies actually coming in here a little hot. The Rockies did go ahead and sweep the Pirates this week, which was kind of surprising because, the Pirates and the Rockies are literally on the same level, but they actually outscored them 16-2. In this series, beating them all 3 games. And then they start this series with the Cardinals, who kind of had a good situation this week, playing against the lowly Diamondbacks once again at home, because the Diamondbacks are the worst road team in forever. And so pretty much what happens here is that, you got yourself a situation where you got a hot Rockies team and a hot Cardinals team, and you might not want to overlook the Rockies tonight. And you got Adam Wainwright on the mound, old veteran here, but still, this is going to be a much better game than it looks on paper when you look at the records. And I think actually at the end of the day, this game is going to be an over game. So the over under 11 really does make sense here, and we'll see how it goes. So pretty much we move on to our final game, and our final game is going to be another divisional game between the Giants and the Diamondbacks. The Giants and Diamondbacks coming into this one. As I said before, Diamondbacks struggling. Giants just lost 2 in a row, but that means nothing really coming into the series, because, they're looking to get their wins, but they have dropped their last 3 in a row, losing to Oakland and then coming to LA and losing twice in a row. But you got the Diamondbacks, who literally have lost like their last 25 out of 26. How do you do that in baseball? That's tough to do. So pretty much this team is real desperate for a win. So it's tough to say, okay, I'm going to jump all over the Giants tonight, because this could be the night where the Giants get popped. So pretty much I like the over-under situation here, and I'm actually playing the under here. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out, and that's going to be our MLB lineup for today. I'll go ahead and break down how we did the primetime pick 6, and we'll be right back. But before that, let's check out Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus, a very, very good app. You guys need to check that out. They have a lot of good content on there. They have a lot of things that you guys will definitely enjoy. They got a lot of stuff from Paramount from the last 50, 60 years as well, too. Stuff that you can go into the archive and look at as well. So you guys check it out, Paramount Plus. You guys use the promo code VSX. And with that, we will be right back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live.
The Viget app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Viget is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social sports betting app, Viget.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
All right, we are back with the final stretch drive of the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles Live. And let's go ahead and get into tonight's game in the NBA, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. You have a 50-50 Trae Young, but most likely he'll probably play tonight with a very big brace on his foot tonight. But it doesn't really matter if he plays or not tonight. The Hawks play so well without him. It's like, maybe we might need to just let him get some more rest. And then if you do win tonight, you can have him available for Game 6. And that will be huge in Atlanta if they're able to go into Atlanta and win that game in Game 6. And, pretty much the city will go crazy for that. And the NBA will probably love that series a little bit more with the Hawks and the Suns because you got two bright stars in Trae Young and Devin Booker. And then you got some veterans there as well, too, with Chris Paul and with guys like Solomon Hill and things like that. But that Hawks team is young and hungry, and they got a coach that actually is redeeming himself as well, too. Nate McMillan won Coach of the Year in 2 places, not just one. He won a Coach of the Year in Portland and Coach of the Year in Indiana and was fired from both of those franchises. So when you look at this situation, you say to yourself, why would you do that to a coach that's so good at what he does? And once he became the head coach of Atlanta, they had another coach, Lloyd Pierce, that they had a lot of, hype into. They thought he was going to be, the next elite coach in the league, and it never worked out that way. And pretty much he was just prepping up a young team, and then a veteran coach takes them over, and then all of a sudden they're world beaters. So, the Hawks came in as probably the hottest team in the NBA when they came into the playoffs. So a lot of the momentum has them here right now. And a lot of the doubt from us, even people like myself, has the Hawks here as well, too. And then you can't forget about the Bucks. The Bucks really good, but Giannis is a big piece to everything they do. That's about 40% of their scoring right there. And I think that this could be a problem if Giannis is not to come back in this series. Now, I'm not saying the Bucks couldn't win the series without him, but it's going to be very difficult to do so. But with Chris Middleton stepping it up and Drew Holiday knowing that he's going to have to step it up as well, too, you got to expect some big things from those two. But the guy who plays the X factor tonight, if he's able to have a big game tonight, and that's going to be Lopez, Brook Lopez, former Laker, former Net. If he has himself a good game tonight, it's going to be all right. So pretty much we'll see how it goes. It's a 2-2 series. We got the Hawks plus 110. We got the Bucks minus 130. Over under 216.5. My pick tonight, though, I'm going to take the Bucks. I think the vets are going to show up for the Bucks tonight, and I feel like Bobby Portis could be your man tonight. I think that he's over under 10.5 points tonight. I would take the over on Bobby Portis. I think that he's going to have a huge night because he's going to be able to step into Giannis's role tonight. And, he's been balling here in the playoffs. And so look for Bobby Portis to have a big night. If he has a big night, the Bucks should win this game. So there it is, Atlanta Atlanta and Milwaukee going at it tonight, and we'll see how it goes and see how it shakes out. It should be a good one. I look forward to it. All right, let's go ahead and get into your favorite subject, talking tickets. Now, I got the Phillies tonight -1.5. We're getting some good value on the Phillies tonight at +160. Then we got the over 8 with the Brewers and the Pirates, and then we got the Padres money line -105 tonight. Looking for a sweep there in Cincinnati. Then we got the +1.5 with the Braves tonight. Hopefully they'll bring those hot bats into tonight and make the ground kind of pitch a little bit. And then we got the Cards tonight at -125, probably giving you your best value on this ticket. And then we got the under 9 with the Giants and the Diamondbacks. As usual, single what you like. It's going to be a 59-1 ticket. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and talk about YouWager, where the world bet's at. You guys can go ahead and use my promo code VSXPOP, and you guys can it's going to be 50% of the of a match deposit. So pretty much with that, you guys will be able to get yourself in tune, in line with that, and you guys can go ahead and start your sports betting journey today. If you guys put up 200, they'll give you back 100 in the free play, and everything starts from there. All right, so pretty much that's going to be our show for today. I want to thank you guys so much. I know it wasn't as long as it usually is, but I didn't have a guest today, so pretty much want to make sure we get it in and get it out. And got a long day ahead of me as well too. I got business still to handle right after this, but I thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys are the absolute best, and we'll be back tomorrow at the same time at noon. So you guys make sure to tune in. And you guys, there is no me without you. If you have a hunch, bet a bunch. Never bet. Always bet with your head, not with your heart. The movement is moving. All right. So pretty much, you guys go ahead and check us out over at primewavemedia.net if you are interested in being a client as well too. And then you guys can see all my great videos and see every single one of these shows on my YouTube channel on Prime Wave Media. All right. So with that, we will be back tomorrow once again, and I thank you guys so much. It's the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles Live, and I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.